Hey y'all, Jamie here, proud 55-year-old trans woman from New Orleans. So, where last I left off, well, I was in quite the spot. I was in jail. Yes, I was in jail, and I was with this guy, Bob Jackson, who was the sexiest man I'd ever met in my life. We were together in jail as a couple. Yeah, I know, it's strange. And then the police came up, the sheriffs came up to the deputies, They came up and they got me. They said, Blondie, come here. We've seen your hair. Don't try to hide it. And they took me down to the barber shop where they told me they were going to shave my head. And they said, listen, you have to sign this book to give us permission. Yeah, they wanted me to sign a book to give them permission to shave my head. And they said, well, you can refuse if you'd like, but if you refuse, they were just going to beat my ass and sign it for me. That was what was going to happen. Like, they had their hands on the nightsticks and shit. I don't know if anybody knows what, like, those flapjack things are, those little black, little rubber, hard things that they can hit you with. Yeah, they had those, too. And it was like 6 of them standing around me. They put me in this chair. They made me sign the book. So I signed it. I didn't want to get beat up. Then the barber started cutting my hair. First, I had shoulder length bleach blonde hair, First he cut off the front, like just across the front. Then he across the side, the right side. Then he did that to the back. And then I had this side of my hair hanging. And the cops said, one of them said, oh, look, it looks like Cyndi Lauper. We should leave it like that. I said, you know what? You've already gone this fucking far. You may as well finish what the fuck you started and have your ha-ha. And they said, you need to watch your fucking mouth. And I said, oh, do I? What are you going to do next? Take my fucking tits off? You can't. And then they said, no, we can't remove your tits, but we can force testosterone down your throat. That took the fight out of me because they were serious. And I've heard of it happening to other people. They were serious. They would have forced me to take testosterone. They would have forced it in me. They would have injected me with it, or they would have they would have forced it down my throat. Either way, if I would have refused, that's what would have happened. So they cut it. They cut it. They cut it down to a crew cut. They didn't buzz it to shaved, but they buzzed it to a crew cut. Like springy, where you can springy on top of your head. And so yeah, that was what happened. And then they take me back upstairs. And I held it in. Listen, I was a tough bitch. I am a tough bitch. Make no mistake. Don't let all of this fucking fool you. I am one tough bitch in this world. In this world, I will always survive. Trust. So they brought me back upstairs. And I held it in until I made it to my cell. And then I broke. And I cried like a fucking baby. And Bob Jackson, he slithered up in my cell. He convinced a deputy out front to let him into my cell. And he curled up in the bed behind me. Yeah. And I was crying. And he laid his hand on top of my head. And I cried harder because I felt it was gone. And he put his hand over my heart. And he said, Jamie, he said, I want you to remember something. Don't let these motherfuckers break you. You're stronger than that. And this, he patted my head. He said, this is not what makes you a fucking woman. And then he laid his hand harder against my heart. And Bob said, Jamie, this is what makes you a woman. And never doubt that. That's how I got through that. Thanks to him. totally thanks to him. Because, ooh, y'all can see me now. Y'all can see me getting kind of emotional about it now, you know. Yeah, he did. Bob helped me through that. And it was extremely emotional to lose my hair. It was. So anyway, about a week later, you know, I'm laying in bed sleeping, right? And it's about, oh, I guess about 7 in the morning. You know, we're waiting on them to bring up breakfast. So it's about 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. And I'm good and asleep. And listen, Bob would wake me up every morning crawling into my bed and whispering sweet nothings in my ear and kissing on my neck. That was his way of waking me up, and I loved it. So I feel somebody slide into the bed with me, and I'm assuming it's Bob, right? And then I feel the kisses on my neck. And I knew instantly it was not Bob. If y'all want to know what happened next, y'all know the routine. Be here tomorrow, and I will too. Listen, I love you all. I love you for watching, and I love you for the comments. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.